Often users of databases are not that familiar with Access, and so some of the simple tasks that we take for granted, they'll actually struggle to do because they don't know how to quickly add a record, delete a record, save a record, close a form, or even print a record. So what we do is we create command buttons which effectively run macros which automate tasks for the user. So I'd like to create 6 macro buttons in the form footer of this form to help the user easily use this form. Now on the Design tab in the ribbon you have a button called Button. This is a command button. Now when I click this and I click in the form footer, it starts the command button wizard because our control wizards are on. There are a number of categories on the left hand side. For example, record navigation allows you to create a button that helps the user when they click it to find the next record, to find a certain record, to go the first record, go the last record, go the next record, go the previous record. So you can make buttons that they can click to navigate between records. In the record operations categories, you can make a button they can click to add a new record, delete a record, duplicate a record, print a record, save a record, or even undo a record. In the form operations, you could make a button to close a form, open a form from this form, so you start to create doors in and out of parts of your database, to be able to print a form, and so on. And in the report operations, you can make a button that emails a report, opens a report, print previews a report, or prints a report. And under application, you can actually make a button that quits this application, which will effectively throw them out of Access. And under miscellaneous, you can make a button that automatically runs another macro, runs a query, or even prints a table. So the first button I'd like to create is to delete a record. So I'm going to click on the record operations category, and then I'm going to choose delete record, and next. Now you can just settle to have text on your button that says delete record as it shows here, or you could make it a little bit more specific and say delete class, and you can see the example here. Or you could actually choose a picture, and there's 2 of them pre-provided, this one, or a trash can. But if you don't like either of those pictures, you can show all pictures. And when you do so, there are a whole lot of pictures that you could choose from. And it's really just a matter of arrowing through them and looking at the sample in the top left until you find one that you like. I'm actually just going to stick with text, and I'm just going to call it delete record, and click next. Whatever you do, do not change the command name in here. Otherwise you'll run the risk of creating code problems. If you take it to the point where you start learning code in Access, this will make sense. But for now, whatever name it wants to give the command button, just let it do it. Don't change it. So I just hit finish. And here's my button to delete a record. Now we need to create another 5. I need a button to print a record. So I'm going back to my button, my command button. I'll click it. I'll click in my footer. I'll go to record operations, and I need to be able to print a record. And next, I'll stick with the text, and next, and finish. I need a button to add a record. So I'll go back to my button. I'll click. I'll go to record operations, add a new record. I'll just change it to add record, and finish because I know the next 2 steps. I'll make another button, add it to my form footer. This is to save a record, so record operations, save a record, next, make sure it says save record, and finish. And it's really quick. Another button to find a record, click my button, click in my form footer. This is under record navigation, find record, and next. I'm happy with the text, finish. Make another button, final button to close this form. So that's under form operations, close form, next, tell it it's text, and finish. Now I'm just going to quickly lasso this collection of 6 buttons and size them to the widest. Under arrange, I will size and space to the widest, and then I'll also go back to size and space, and I'll just push this one out, this one out to here, and this one over here, because when I horizontally make them equal, it's between the 2 outer points that'll spread them equally. So if I put that one there and that one there, I'll now go to size and space, and I'll tell it to equal the horizontal. Now they're equidistant. and then I'll align them to the top, and they're all lined up. And if I wanted to, I could go to Format and change the font to Arial and make it a bit smaller, say 10, and bold. And if I wanted to, I could also change the shape fill. And I've accidentally caught this guy here, so I'm just going to go undo, 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 and select that again. So it's important to also know, you know, I'm not making this video perfect because it's important to know how to undo things and how to fix things. So yeah, and shape fill. And if I was to view my form, I now have a button which I can click to delete a record. Doesn't want to let me delete it because of my enforced referential integrity, so that's okay. Print a record, I could do it. Add a record, if I click that, I'm now in a position to add a record. I can go back and I can hit this to save a record. I can hit this to find a record, and I can click this to close the form and save yes.